depending on where our runners decide to go, because there is the option of doing the 3 first route or the 1 first route. I have seen a couple of people do the 2 first route, but I think at this point 1 or 3 first, based on their vanilla locations, tends to be where people are going. And it looks like Dude is immediately heading over to the 3 first route, whereas ehseezee is heading off to the right. So this is probably a 1 first, although it could very well be a 2 first as well, based on the far direction they're going.
We do see Gorillas and Lionel's on the same screen, which can get really treacherous here as we see Dudude trying to get his way over towards the level 3 area, having a little bit of difficulty because the enemies are ganging up on him. Finally gets him free so he can try to get the free screen scroll. ehseezee trying to maybe get his way over towards the level 2 area. Would love to get a bomb drop so he can get the take any, but those Gorillas aren't going to drop any, but they're going to give him a death.
Yeah, and that screen you saw earlier with the Gorillas and the Lionels makes screen throwing even more dangerous as we come across level 8, not just because of all the projectiles, but in addition to the projectiles increase the lag on the screen, which makes the frame tap input even harder to obtain.
Dudude does have some bombs, and we have an easy screen of moblins, and we also see a bomb shop for 12 rupees at the candle shop.
Always happy to see cheap bombs, especially in the shape seed, where if you don't come across the map, you may end up having to bomb in the dark and see what's going on. So when you have a very easy source of cheap bombs, definitely something you're happy to see.
And so Dude making his way over. We see a Lamola on this screen right here. You can be able to sort it down, get into the room that is to the south. Can't collect whatever drops on the island, however. And it does turn out to be the map.
Wasn't I just talking about not being able to get the map?
And we get ourselves locked into a 4-headed Gleeok.
Now, this is an interesting set here because with sword beams, you can fight the Gleeok from the door. The problem is, Dude only has 1 key, so it looks like he's trying to go ahead and take this with the sort of the low percent route, like you'd see in Vanilla 8 in the low percent speedrun, just sort of walking around jabbing. Me personally, I would try to see what I could do if I could unlock that door and stand in the doorway to help me out. But I do agree with this simply because you don't necessarily want to waste the only key you have access to.
Oh, wow. Give Dude a lot of credit for walking around these Gleeok heads.
This fight is absolutely superb. Like, I know I try to fight Gleeok, like 4-headed Gleeoks with a wood sword, 3 hearts. It doesn't happen. This fight has been absolutely
beautiful
sublime.
Fight. Give Dude a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, not rewarded with anything in that drop and comes across a ladder block. But that fight, just the level of skill and almost grace it takes to move like that and only get hit once with all of that going on in the room, that was absolutely fantastic.
So Dudude is playing in his very first tournament in the Zelda 1 Randomizer. We've seen him play in the Link to the Past Randomizer tournaments in the past and various other things that he does. He also plays some Z2R as well. So Dudude does have his Randomizer experience that he just showed off some good combat experience.
Yeah, over on the right-hand side, ehseezee has come across level 2, and what is in a room where, normally you'd have to just up and get out of it, but with the sword beams, ehseezee can just go ahead and kill all of these gels and not lose any of the progress that he has made here in this level 2. So one of the advantages of having sword beams in a ladder room that you can't cross, you get the information that you are in that room. Nothing there, unfortunately, but a good use of the sword beams.
Where was level 2?
I looked over and he was in the dungeon. I don't know.
Yeah, same here. So I don't have that information as well. We do see Staffos aplenty here in this level 2. Turns out level 2 at level 1 thanks to our tracker.
Yep. If you big shout outs to the trackers behind the scene. They make it so all the visual things you see on the screen, and for the most part, they cover for us not seeing everything. So always nice to have a good tracker, and we definitely have a good one tonight. So shout outs to Boletta there.
Oh, absolutely. Although I don't know how much I'll be shouting out Boletta, considering the fact of what we're doing tomorrow night, but we'll get there eventually. And so we see the Triforce in level 2. We see a staircase here in level 8. And this staircase, Dudude takes a death. We do see Power Bracelet as one of the floor items in 2.
And I agree with ehseezee here. to take a look at this power bracelet. Now, the power bracelet in this set of flags in particular is an interesting item because it's not necessarily a required item, but it can definitely make combat easier. I like the thought process of attempting to pick this up if you can, especially considering that the Triforce here in level 2 is absolutely free. The one thing to keep in mind is because it's not a required item, you don't need to go crazy over trying to pick up that power bracelet right now.
Yeah, in fact, if I was ehseezee right now, I would not definitely do that at this point. Just note that it's there, move on, and do something else because that blue lamb Ola with only 3 hearts, you got little chance coming in from the left of getting around it. As we saw a heart container in level 8.
Yeah, coming into the left, especially even on the red land moles, is a pain, especially because you always you walk in, you're going to get hit by them 9 out of 10 times unless you know they're there. And the amount of reaction time you don't have coming in from the left, it's awful.
You know, it's nice to see moblins in a dungeon, though. And we've got both levels 2 and 8 with the moblin sets.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for ehseezee over on the right is you saw a Dodongo there. No bombs to allow him to kill the Dodongo, so he's just going to have to go through and make his way through the rest of this level 2. Also, unfortunately, it looks like we have some calcium-rich Stalfos here, as they seem to be rolled up in HP.
Yeah, they're normally 2 HP. Enemies can be shuffled anywhere between plus or minus 2 HP. The magic boomerang, the other item in 8. On the floor, that is.
See, and this is going to be weird coming from me, as you say, Dudude, not pick it up there. This early in the match, especially knowing, and ehseezee is going to pick up that power bracelet, especially knowing that you have things, especially on the overworld, that's going to be a lot of projectiles. I would pick it up this early because it's going to allow you to stun a couple of things. Yes, it's not going to be as effective in dungeons because you have both Dark Nuts and Wizrobes that we can assume, but being able to stun all the projectiles, and unfortunately that from the grave means that Gleeok is going to be back. As I was saying, being able to stun those projectilers on the screen is going to help.
The one good thing about that, though, is Dudude did see the drop. He saw that it was a key, so it's less of a priority to him as if it was maybe going to be like the Triforce or something like that, or even the Compass. But yeah, keys are going to be nice, but are you going to try to go against that Gleeok round 2? We do see a segment at level 2.
Yeah, and segmented level 2s are always an interesting anomaly. When you have the corridor staircase, not as much, but when you come across a room in a level 2 that's like the single block or the double block, or even the reverse C, rooms that don't have an actually visible staircase, sometimes you can forget to push them. So it's always fun to me to see that, like, wait, how did I do that? And then you see that there's a segment and you're like, wait, what, how?
Dudude seen the second item in 8, and so therefore 2 hearts and a magic boomerang in 8, and that'll complete our item set for that dungeon with 3 items inside of it. So Dudude now just looking for the Triforce in level 8.
Yeah, it's a rough set of items to get after digging a big level, but at the same time, getting heart containers early is a very nice thing to have because we're going to want to be able to pick up whatever is the white sword item, and getting to 6 hearts is going to guarantee that. I know me personally, I don't like to route my way up to that area until I can guarantee myself the white sword item. So getting to 5, you're basically guaranteeing yourself that because there is a bombable heart right at Monocle Rock on your way up there.
And you see a lot of runners choose to wait until they have the 6 hearts. Only in certain circumstances will they not do that. So if you're Dudude, how much longer would you spend inside of this dungeon with, at this point, 5 hearts? You've seen all the items, and you know you have to come back in this direction later on. Nice climb drop against the Bull's Voice, but how much longer would you spend inside this dungeon?
Well, I think that answer is variable depending on the situation. Right now, in this current situation, Dudude is up 1 game to none. So he has a little bit of wiggle room if he wants to take a gamble, like explore this 8 a little bit longer than might be necessary. If this is a game 3, for example, I don't think that staying in here this long is a good idea. But right now, with that 1 game cushion, I think it's okay to try and just get this out of the way now, especially knowing its location, because you can be pretty sure, unless your opponent comes here super late, they're going to be digging out at least 1 or 2 of the items, which is going to, help you out anyway. So I think with the 1 game lead, I like this dig. Without with like again a game 3, I don't.
So there's the heart, and ehseezee is going to get the Triforce lead by picking up the Triforce out of level 2.
Yeah, again, so far we've had 2 dungeons, not a lot of oomph in the exciting items department, but especially in these seeds, I know me personally, I'm always excited to see hearts in the smaller dungeons that I know I'm going to be exploring, because I tend to not route in the overworld hearts, which because sometimes has left me with some very interesting Ganon fights. So I'm disappointed to not have the items I need, but at the same time, I'm always happy to see hearts, especially early.
10 minutes and 30 seconds. ehseezee still has not seen any bombs in this seed. It's going to take the power burst, and I'm going to assume we're going to head over towards the graveyard area, or not. Dudude facing off against the man. Handle up.
See, I don't mind this play by ehseezee here, just on the simple fact of, and so that's a heck of a kill by Dudude. You're able to check out what's here at the vanilla level 5 area. If it's something like a 1 or a 3, good, you get that, you get it out of the way. You hope to maybe find some hearts in there, and you then go check the white sword item. If it's nothing big, you can still check the white sword item and have easy access back here, and then you can just walk your way over to either vanilla 9 or vanilla 6. So it's not a bad play, I definitely agree, and this makes it much more valid when you come across level 1.
Yeah, you are right. With 3 items inside of level 1, but it does turn out to be a Wizrobe set. We do see Pulse Boys are going to be part of that communal enemy group. They're going to be in 2 different enemy groups in this game, so maybe arrows are going to be important later on.
Yeah, definitely, and there is always going to be one enemy that's in, as Rick said, the communal enemy group, which is going to make its way across multiple dungeons. In this case, it is the Pulse Voice. Never disappointed to see that. I'm always, more upset when, wait, why are there 6 dungeons full of Wizrobes?
Oh, I know, absolutely. It just means that you could maybe more make a priority of picking up the arrows based on the fact that you're going to be seeing the Pulse Boys in 2 different enemy groups. And we do see the bomb upgrade in level 8. It's 107 rupees, so Dudude can't pick that up at this point.
So going north here in level 1 for ehseezee has resulted in a ladder block in 2 directions. So, that's resulted in a I don't want to deal with that bleeping room block.
That's gonna deal in a please. Now the good thing is that these wall masters ended up rolling to 1 or 0 HP, and the ladder's in 1.
That is a huge find for ehseezee there, because I know, like I was mentioning earlier, I tend to not route up to this area till a little bit later on in the game, so getting this ladder early might provide a bit of an advantage here for ehseezee, depending on how long it takes Dude to get up here.
ehseezee is going to go ahead and up and A out of that room, and I can totally understand that play at this stage. And Dudude still in level 8 at the 13-minute mark. We've been here now 13 minutes. And no more.
It's interesting that we still have not come across the compass there, and Dude finally opting to get the heck up out of Dodge. Good thing for ehseezee, has just enough rupees to pay the money.
Yeah, 30, and having the wall masters definitely help out. This Goma could get interesting considering the fact that that could be a drop room. We see a staircase, not guaranteed to be the item, but is it? Yes, it is. It's art.
And finding a heart container here is very good, because that's going to put ehseezee up to that 66% chance to pick up whatever the white sword item is. And if it's something good or something required, like the raft or the recorder, that's great. If it's something that's going to help out combat-wise, like the red ring or the wand, also fantastic. So getting that heart there is definitely something that ehseezee wanted to see here.
And also clearing out this room, which is a good decision because that did have a potential of being a drop room. It turned out not to be. The raft is the other item in 1.
Wow, this play, fantastic. Like the gamble to come up here has turned out, and I like this play. Check the one room up, see if you can get a key, which is exactly what ehseezee is going to do here. So this gamble on one, getting the ladder, getting the raft, getting a heart container, getting a fairly easy to jump into Triforce, because you don't have to kill this room full of blue Wizards, you just have to navigate through the maze of them. This has been a fantastic gamble for ehseezee, and now we're going to go ahead and see what the white sword item is. Can we get the trifecta of ladder, raft, recorder?
And gets the Triforce without any problems. Dudude finds 4 at 6.
So far, so good. We found a lot of our smaller levels here. We found 2, we found 1, we found 4. Yeah, Dudude did explore 8 a little bit. But so far, we've had everything coming up with the easy-to-explore levels, although that is not a necessarily fun screen to get to the white sword item. All the...
It's a heart container, and it is pick up 5 hearts.
I mean, the least exciting item there, save for maybe the book, but again, you're never disappointed when you can pick up the white sword item on 5 hearts, whether it's a heart container or not, because it's just peace of mind at this point. And if I'm ehseezee right now, I'm beelining to the coast to see what...
So we have Moblins in level 4 as well, and there's the Triforce for Dudude. It's being guarded by Lamolas. He does take a bop by one of them, and finds out some blue moblins on the other side, and now ehseezee, unfortunately getting sniped by the Gorilla Boomerang here before he can do anything over at the grave area. Might come back here in just a second. ehseezee needs some bombs. Has not even had a single bomb drop here in the first 16 minutes of the game, but Dudude has been picking up bombs aplenty.
And I like this play by Dudude, just sitting there in the door, same way you would go about killing blue Wizards, and gets the forced bomb drop off of Landmo.
Yep, he gets the Lammo bomb drop and does find himself with the potential of a ladder block. We know where the ladder is. It's inside of level 1. Dudude's going to try to see if he can't find some other way around this level 4. Tries to do some bombing. Can't bomb that wall. It's just going to grab that Triforce. Why not?
I mean, you know, you've got it there. You've taken the time to kill that room. You absolutely reap your reward, especially if you're ladder blocked. But one thing to note about when you're dealing with, especially shapes here, but even more so than just shapes, is knowing when to bail on a dungeon.
And Dudude is going to give us some information about the Armos, see whether or not the Armos has been shuffled this time around. And it hasn't. It's the wand.
That's very good here, especially because you mentioned that, of course, Pole's voice are the sort of universal item or enemy here. Wand will definitely help killing that. And as I was mentioning, knowing when to leave a dungeon, you know, because you can lose a lot of time trying to dig through a dungeon when, you know, I don't have anything here.
Sniped by the Lion Ultra Beam, trying to get his way up to here as he's going to go ahead and check Spectacle Rock. So we haven't seen 3, 5, 6, 7, or 9 so far. Let's hope it's not. The only thing you don't want to see here is 9. Yeah. Well, maybe you want to see 9, and then it's your last destination. I think you don't want to see 7.
Yeah, I say you don't want to see 9 up here, simply because you don't want to have to come all the way up. 3 is the one you wanted to see right here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'd say 7 because you have a better chance of running into a block, like a recorder block or a ladder block.
Like the
we
7
do see 7. And 7 was at 2. And we see the other bomb upgrade in 7.
Also see an easy, immediate try.
Oh, silvers in 3.
Like, you can't miss those silvers because they're right in the room with the Triforce. And the silvers tend to be that item that sort of just like can be a bugaboo in these seeds, because it's the one item that isn't guaranteed outside of 9 that you need to beat the game. So, you know, that's where like finding early silvers to me is the best, because I know that, you know, between ladder and raft and recorder and bow, all of those I'm going to find outside of 9. Silvers to me is that one. The earlier I find it, the much looser I'm going to play, because I know there's no worry about, okay, do I have to dig 7? Do I have to dig 6? Do I have to dig 9? That to me is the best thing to find.
I will point out, though, of the 5 dungeons that we have seen so far, Well, technically, we've seen 6, but we haven't seen anything of ehseezee's level 7. But of the 5 levels we've seen so far, they've all have had Pole's voice in them by way of either the line or the either by way of either the Wizrobe group or the Malvin group.
Which, of course, means Darknuts are a 9, right?
More than likely at this point, because that's the only enemy set that we have not seen. Ooh, I thought Dudude was about to get a bunny hug. Oh, he did get a bunny hug.
So yeah, at this point, if you're Dudude, you're definitely going to continue digging out through level 3. 1, because it's a smaller dungeon. 2, you don't want to have to come back up here because it is a far out of the way trip. So the less you have to come back, the better. Over on ehseezee's side, I still at some point, I've got the ladder. I would be trying my hardest to make my way over to the coast, see what that item is, press the advantage that you have, knowing that your opponent probably hasn't made their way up to 5 yet. So that's what I would be doing right now. I don't disagree with checking out here what's at the Vanilla 3 location, like we saw ehseezee probably doing, and going to probably fill up at the Fairy Font, which I like, but I would be doing everything I could right now to make my way to that coast just to see what the item is.
Absolutely, and I do agree. That is an advantage that ehseezee does have over his opponent at this stage. Dude sticking out with this level 3, and it's totally understandable at this point. And we get to play the first round of naming that ink blot, and that looks like a scale in level 3. Or a chair.
It's one half of a fig shrug.
I can buy that. Recorder the other item 3.
Wow, that's fantastic they're picking that up. So that actually, finding the recorder is going to make the jump out of 4 that Dude did much better, because with the recorder, all you need to pick up out of a dungeon is the Triforce, and you can go back there. So the recorder is going to make it so any of these gambles that you've seen Dude do, try saying that 3 times fast, are going to make them much safer gambles.
21 minutes in, ehseezee has not gotten a bomb drop yet.
I'm not sure what the odds on that are, but they have to be pretty minuscule at this point.
As Dudude's going to go ahead and check the shop there. He no longer has any interest of getting that getting that arrow purchase. He looks like he's about ready to make his way over towards the Recorder Lake, see what's over there. We still have 5, 6, and 9 to go. So what level do you think we're going to find at some... Oh, no, he's going to go actually try to discover a candle first.
6
I
to
like this
answer
play.
your question, by the way.
And there's the level 8 map, and that's quite a level 8.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, that's a...
And remember, Dude was unable to hoist the map because it was ladder blocked. Candles, 48 rupees.
But no, I agree with this from Dude here, because just like with the ladder and the raft that ehseezee has, you're probably assuming that your opponent hasn't gone up to the Vanilla 9 spot yet. So you want to press that advantage. Pressing that advantage is putting the recorder to use and seeing what you can get out of it.
That also means level 7 is going to get quite interesting. Just trying to take a look and take a gander. That could even be a single segment 7. 5 is under Recorder Lake.
Okay, so that means the 2 dungeons we have left remaining are 6 and 9, which are both item blocked, and that is that sounded like Green Hill Zone to me.
ehseezee finding the staircase in level 8 first. As Dudude finds an immediate Triforce. And is he going to press on with this level 5 any further, or he's just going to back out, not seeing levels 1 or 2 yet?
I mean, having not seen 1 or 2, I back out here. Looks like Dude's going to jump back in. Again, not a horrible play there, because 5 is still relatively small, comparatively speaking. But with the recorder and not having seen levels 1 or 2, me personally, I'm out.
So Dudude back in this level 5. And there's our first instance of Darknuts.
Yeah, with the wand though, it is going to make him a little easier because pulling off the sword and wand trick to swing them both at the same time will allow Dude to deal 3 points of damage to the Darkness as opposed to 2. Not to mention that the wand's wonky hitbox will make it a little bit easier to stab them.
Dudude probably wishes he had a little more than 5 hearts at this point.
Yeah. Also, I'm not going to lie, over on ehseezee side, I saw that the gel had gotten inside the belly of the moblin, and for a second I thought there was bombs inside the moblin, and I was trying to figure out what had happened.
And I know we keep harping on the bomb thing, but bombs are very important in Zelda 1.
Yeah, considering they're required to. Well, they're technically required to beat the game, because you kind of need them to bomb through walls, and you kind of need them to, kill the dongos.
I'll give you Dudude a lot of credit there. He handled that Blue Dark Knot room very, very masterfully, and then finds himself with a Goma.
Joe's Crab Shack, how can we help you?
Yeah, I'd like to remove this arachnid.
Would you like that with or without the drawn butter?
I'd like it with fries, please.
No. You didn't say you wanted the roll, you said you wanted to remove the arachnid.
Fine. And ehseezee, by probably error, has picked up the magical boomerang.
Well, I mean, yes and no. At this point, if you're ehseezee, you've had nothing in your B button for the 25 minutes that you've been going on here. So just having something to do that's going to allow you to potentially, stun things, make things a little bit easier, kill these gels, it's not the worst pickup in the world. Me personally, I mean, I don't necessarily condone it. I've done it, but, it's a thing.
It's more of a Weimerang than anything else at that point. So Dudude is going to leave level 5. Doesn't really have anywhere else to go. Might be thinking that he is Goma blocked at this stage, so therefore has to return with the bow if he wants to do anything else in that dungeon. It's going to go pick up some bombs. Good decision to go purchase some at this stage. And I would have to assume at this point it's time to go east.
Well, he's got the candle, and he's got the open dungeon there, so we're going to discover level 2, level 1... Sorry, level 2, level 7, and whatever is at the level 9 or level 8 spot here, which is either 6 or 9. So this is definitely the right play here, considering if you're Dude, you haven't seen 1, you haven't seen 2. You're pretty likely to find one of them over in this direction. Of course, he's not going to, but statistically, you're likely to find one of them.
Uses up the bomb right now to go ahead and pick him up another heart container that will put him at 6 overall.
I don't care how many times. Oh, excuse me. Why I check a little bit. That was a very, very poor low secret. What I was gonna say is, it doesn't matter how many times you try and clip through diamond staircases and rooms with bunnies, it never gets easier.
Well, yeah, because the bunnies can get a little sporadic with how much they do decide to hop around. Good job by ehseezee picking up the heart container there. We find level 9 is going to be at 8, so level 6 is our raft blocked dungeon.
Not the worst thing there. So we know that this candle that ehseezee hasn't bought yet isn't going to hurt him too much. And now with Dudude over here on the coast, we are finally going to be able to see what that item is.
And that's the bow!
Wow!
So therefore, dig into level 1 is going to put Dudude into Triforce and Go mode, but still has to go through, decide whether or not he's going to dig through level 7 first. That's going to be the next thing he finds.
Well, again, with the recorder, I firmly am of the belief of, in the bigger dungeons especially, you get the Triforce, you get out. You don't go back unless you absolutely have to. We know that one dip into 1 and he's good, and this is the dream seed.
Absolutely.
The absolute dream seed. You don't have to dig 5, 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do see the bomb upgrade there for 107 for Dudude, unable to pick it up at this stage. So he's going to be able to bomb to the right here, and we know based on what we see from the map in level 7, level 8...
Rick, I hate to interrupt you, but a momentous occasion has occurred. Look over on ehseezee's side. He got bombs. It took us 29 minutes, but we got bombs.
I was wondering what that weird number next to his bomb count was.
Sorry for interrupting, but I felt that was a momentous enough occasion that it needed to be addressed.
Totally understandable. Dudude fighting off against these Pulse Boys and finds the compass.
That is a huge find, because at this point what I'm doing is I'm making my way down to that Triforce. If I happen to come across an item on the way, great. If I don't, I have the recorder. I'll be back later.
I totally understand. Has to get through these bunnies. So we haven't seen exactly what enemy set this is in this level 7, but we know it's bunnies. By the way, ehseezee is in rooms that we haven't seen from Dudude because Dudude came in here without the ladder. So looks like ehseezee is going to go ahead and do an up and A out of there. We get ourselves, hey, another Goma. Dudude gonna go down a staircase here at 7, because obviously he's not in Triforce and Go mode just yet, so obviously he's gonna be still digging out the dungeons.
Right, at this point, if you're Dude, the best two things that you can come across are the magic key and the red.
Finds him heading off against an Aquamentus, just gonna go ahead and beat him just so he doesn't hinder his progress a little bit later on here, and it's going to be determination which way he decides to go. Well, that unfortunately didn't end well. But he can bomb around it. And yes, unfortunately, ehseezee is now out of bombs.
And having to kill the last petal of a manhandler while sitting on one. What was that man? Was that manhandler just trying to dab?
Please no. Just no. No. I don't want to think about manhandlers dabbing.
Ooh, might we have to bomb down here? Oh, there is a floor item in 7 for Dude.
I don't want to. Oh no! So we're gonna have to come back to 7.
So that right there, with that bit of information, knowing that you're going to need the bow to come back here, I do now agree with Dude continuing to look here through 7, because if the ladder isn't here, you up A, you go get the bow, you come back, and you get out of it. I now, like, seeing the Goma, I can agree with whatever's happening here.
Oh, absolutely.
Both calls here are correct. You know, you dig out until you reach a block. You don't want to necessarily use your last bomb when you don't know what's going on. You know where the Triforce is. I like that, looking around. And now you're out, you're going, and at this point you're going to make your way. If you're Dude, based on this routing, you're going to go up to level 1, which is going to reward you with everything else you need.
Mm-hmm. First, we're going to pick up some rupees, because when he returns to that, guess what he's going to be buying?
I bet you'd like to have more bombs.
Oh, you know it. Or maybe he might return to 7 now. No, he's going right to 1. No, he's going back to 7.
I mean, going in right now to pick up the bomb upgrade, if that's the only reason you're coming back here, I don't disagree with this. If you're coming back here to explore it, again, not knowing the information that we know, I don't disagree with this. But as long as you've got the money, you're picking up the bomb upgrade, that's the most important part of this, especially in shapes when you don't necessarily know where you're supposed to be bombing. I like this play.
Well, let's find out what we have here for the bomb upgrade. He is going to check the wall, and the bomb upgrade is +2 for 107.
I also like what you saw Dude do there. He bombed first and then picked up the bomb upgrade, so he would have a full complement of the bombs, whether he decided to continue through level 7 or to leave like he's doing. So I very much like that resource management, because that's the big key when it comes to playing shapes, is how you manage your resources. Both runners are doing very, very well on keys. Dude has been doing absolutely amazing on bombs. ehseezee, on the other hand, bombs have just not cooperated.
And you see Dudude picking up a potion. Little does he know, he's going to be soon getting into Triforce and Go mode. And, you know, you explore that level 1, you get the ladder, you get the raft, and that's it. You're done. You got to go get that bow off the coast, but everything's coming Dude's way, and he has a 1-0 series lead in this best of 3 series. The winner will be playing the number 26 seed Jay Coper in the second round. I wonder where this Triforce is in this level 8.
I have no idea, but this level 8 is just, first of all, that shape scares me. Second of all, just the thought of where this Triforce could be is just ridiculous. We've seen most of the dungeons.
You know, I have a suspicion. My suspicion here is not going to change one bit until somebody proves me wrong. I have a feeling we may be in another Goma block here.
I mean, you're not wrong at all. And Dude is going to go ahead and take the path here that's going to get him to that room to the right, which is going to get him to the Triforce, but more importantly, the ladder.
Yep, there's the ladder pickup there for Dudude. Nice bomb drop right off there off the fire. And ehseezee is bailing out of level 8.
Yeah, with as much exploration as ehseezee has done there, I don't blame him one bit. I mean, because as you said, that Goma is looking more and more juicy for that either A, the Triforce drop, or B, a Compass drop. So yeah, I 100% agree with that. Oh, hi, here's some blue Wiz Robes. Dude getting a very nice path, able to just think, nope, I'll come back for you later.
Yep, he now knows where that is, and he's just going to have to finish this off, find out what the second item is to this dungeon. As we pointed out, the second item is going to be what puts him into Triforce and Go mode.
Now, the trick you see Dude doing here is one of my absolute favorites. It's killing the easier to kill enemies, then leaving and attempting to reset the room to see what is the primary spawn group. So far, he's been getting very lucky, and it's been Wall Masters, and is going to get the complete lucky all Wall Masters all the time.
100% all Wall Masters as Dudude getting ready to lay down some bombs in this room. Oh, he's stuck in there for an orange Wizrobe beam. That takes 4 hearts away from you. It's one of the worst things to get hit by in this game.
Yeah, only 2 things in the game will deal 4 hearts worth of damage when you're on the green tunic. One is the orange Wizrobe beam. The other is touching Ganon.
And we all know how much Ganon loves hugs.
I mean, yes.
He really loves his little bit of affection when you really don't want him to have any affection whatsoever. So Dudude, here's 60 rupees. We'll spend 31 of them here in this mugger room that actually was fully required. There's a Goma right there, which might make Dudude think otherwise.
But going to be happy to acquire the heart container here, if I remember correctly, and then more importantly, the raft that's in the room right above us.
Yeah, I just hope he goes to the room that's above him, not try to bail thinking that Goma's got something. I don't see any reason why he would. As he goes to pick up his heart container, that is the second item of level 1. One room to the north will be your raft. And then Dudude will be able to turn on the afterburners here in this first round series. There it is. The raft for Dudude, and you see the immediate up and A.
Yeah, nothing like hitting go mode when you know that the three biggest dungeons are still left out there. That is a fantastic feat.
And there, Dudude gets hugged by a whiz robe, but only once. He leaves with his Triforce, and now has a 4-2 Triforce advantage over ehseezee.
ehseezee did go ahead and acquire some more bombs and is able to pick up a key here in level 4. And, well, we had bombs. They're gone again.
So Dudude, while he's over here, is going to go ahead and check the white sword, because it still could be a quality of life improvement. It could be a white sword, it could be the red ring. Now, the one thing that I'm surprised here by ehseezee is not making quite a push to get the Armos item.
Right, you're absolutely so close to it, and it's going to be a huge improvement with that wand here. If you're farming bombs, though, which is also something to do, you have a wonderful screen of 4 Gorias right down there. Yeah, but now going to pick up the Armos item is huge because, again, we know it's the wand. Wand is going to make combat so much easier.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing where you want to get this information because it is a free item, more importantly than anything else. So at least even if it's a bad item, then you get the knowledge of it, but it's a free item whatsoever. Does pick up the wand as Dudude is about to do the world wrap or a walk into the Lost Woods.
No, see, that's the danger of doing the world wrap there, is if you don't get it correct, you end up having to go back through the Lost Woods. Now, the world wrap in itself is interesting because if you pull up the map of Hyrule, you'll notice that the screen we wrap from is actually on the horizontal row below where the ladder item is. So the reason it works just because of the way that the coding, you exit to the left and you wrap and you end up basically going up a flight of stairs. So that's why we wrap from here instead of from one screen up. Not like we could wrap from one screen up, but that's the reason why it does that, as you notice on the mini map. It's one of those just weird little quirks, but hey.
You notice what Dudude was doing in that second time around?
Probably attempting to swing his sword and or wand to see if he was on the correct pixel.
That is correct, because you could do the Link turn, the 180-degree turn, and if Link's not in the right spot, what will end up happening is you'll be able to swing your sword. As Dudude has a little bit of issues with the world wrap, finally gets it taken care of. There we go. But the thing is that by doing the sword check, you can validate whether or not you have the right pixel placement. You could at least then confirm what you believe is correct before you walk. Because as you pointed out, that Gleeok Walk of Shame, or rather that Lost Woods Walk of Shame, is not fun.
No, definitely not. I have done that on more occasions. And ehseezee coming back here almost had this Land Room killed the first time. Unfortunately, the last segment of the Land decided it was going to win the fight here. But the wand does make killing the blue Land easier. That is a much better fight. And
oh, absolutely.
I would put money on this as a segmented 4.
Yeah, and that is right there. Passage to the next side. And Dudude now with the bow and silver arrows in hand. These Lammolas, they're going to go down.
Yeah, so at this point, Dude knows the Triforce is here in 7, so he's making a beeline for that. Then at this point, the question becomes, if you're Dude, do you go into 6 first and dig whatever that monstrosity is going to be? Or do you go into 8 first? Now you're gonna obviously stop by at vanilla level 1 and do whatever you're gonna do in level 2. That's an easy one. But of those last 2 big dungeons, which one do you do first, Rick? Do you go to 6 or do you do 8?
Well, I would go into 6 first after doing 2, and then make the decision from there. Like if I'm Dudude right now, the route would be 2, then 6, then 8. And the reason why is more because of trying to keep your full health at that stage.
No, that's fair. interesting over here on ehseezee side. I don't recall seeing him pick up the Triforce in 4, which was lying free on the ground.
That is a very interesting observation. And for the third time all seed, ehseezee has found some bombs. Like, this is just absolute horrid luck for ehseezee. And what is an elimination match? So Dudude's actually going to change up the idea from what I was thinking. He's going to do the opposite and do 8, then 6, then 2.
It still fits in the theme of what you were doing, is trying to keep your health as long as possible. So it definitely does fit in what you're doing. So it's not the worst call in the world to do it in this
Oh, no.
option.
Not at all. At least you know that the enemy set in 8 is nothing too difficult, especially now that you have the bow and silver arrows that will make the pulse voice go down a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and you also have the ladder to pick up that map, and I don't want to know what Dude's reaction is going to be when he sees the map, because I know what our reaction was when we saw it.
I don't think he's even going to head towards the map. He's got something in mind at this point. He's heading towards the northern part of this level.
Also, with those bombs over on
there it
ehseezee
is.
side,
Never mind.
yeah, because that's where the map is. Has found level 3, so he's going to go ahead and pick up both the silvers and the recorder here in level 3. So that's going to be huge for ehseezee, and that's going to effectively put him into Triforce and Go mode as well, as long as he goes and checks the coast.
Yeah, and he did not check the coast yet. As Dudude walking across the ladder, going to try to figure out this room first. So I was thinking the map was more towards center than it was in the northern side, so that's why I was a little off on my estimate. But Dudude remembering where things were, more power to him. We do know that there's a Goma in the room to the south of here.
Are we thinking that that's where we're going to be? Because we've explored most of this level here, so...
I have a feeling it's Goma blocked. I have a feeling it's Goma blocked at this point. And there's the silver arrows pickup for ehseezee.
Yeah, you're always, again, as I said earlier, you're always happy to see the silver arrows. This room that this Goma is in is not fun, because you've got fireballs coming at you from about 5 different angles. You've got it from the Goma, you get it from the 4 Beemo statues. This is not a fun fight.
Oh, definitely not. And there it is.
Well, you win the prize, Rick. You want to go buy the lottery tickets?
Oh, sorry, no. I think Dude's winning the lottery at this point. Of going to the right places at the right time, you know? Unfortunately, he spent 13 minutes in here the first time around, but I'm surprised we didn't see a compass. Maybe it was behind another Goma.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, the way the seed has been dealing it to us. So we're going to do, as I mentioned before, Dudude's going to be doing level 6 next over here on the raft. He has not seen any bit of these 2 levels. Tried to do the screen scroll, and unfortunately did not get it. So he's just going to walk around, save himself any more trouble, and just, yep, I'm just going to go ahead and just take the raft across.
Not gonna lie, I have such a hard time doing the left to right screen scroll. I always get like, oh wait, I did it. Ooh, I get excited when I get the left to right. Like the right to left, not a big deal. The left to right, I'm like, ooh, it's like very fun and exciting when I get it.
You ever have one of those kind of screen scrolls where you get it, you walk halfway through, and then you cut out by accident, and you're back to square one?
All the time. It is the absolute worst.
Absolutely. There's a key on the floor right there for Dudude. So now comes down to management at this stage. We have 6 keys for Dudude, which is plenty at this stage, but we don't know what level 9 is going to deal to us.
Yeah, the any key is still outstanding. So in the situation when you're in Triforce and Go mode here, especially in a bigger level like 6, I personally am of the belief of if you happen to come across the staircase item or even the floor item, you're happy, great. But you're not going to go out of your way, especially in the bigger dungeons. Like maybe if it was a 1 or a 2, you'd go out of your way because they're smaller. But in a 6, you're like, no, I'm just out of here.
Dark Dungeon level 6 means that there is no guarantee what we're going to find in level 9 now.
I would put money on Pole's voice.
I would definitely put money on Pole's voice too, but I already got one thing right this seed.
The fact that Goma blocked the Triforce today?
Yes.
Hey, all you gotta do is guess right once.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
So is this our first Dodongo that we've seen killed in this entire seed?
Yes, it is. Because we've seen plenty of Dodongos, just we have not had things to kill Dodongos up till now.
True. And the wand paying huge dividends here for Dudude, because as you can see, we have those 2 bubbles just on the one path. So there's really no way of avoiding the bubbles. So the wand is really the only way that he has to kill everything, right?
Both combatants here using the wand to good use at this stage, laying waste to some Pulse Voice for ehseezee and laying some waste to likes at level 6 for Dudude.
Yeah, and you'll see ehseezee there fighting the Pole's Voice, doing it from the sides and the bottom. And that is the absolute preferred method of fighting Pole's Voice, because you can definitely see where they're going more. They tend to jump up on a much more sporadic point than they do going down or to the side. So when fighting them from the side or from the bottom, it's much easier to control, as I mentioned, where they're going to go. Sometimes if you're above them, things like just happen to ehseezee happen. They jump up, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it.
Well, to be fair, the room that ehseezee was in was just absolute nuts there with the fact that it was that block room. So those Pulse Voice are going to hop a little more than they normally would.
Yeah, there's nothing
crazy.
Hey!
What did I tell you about quality of life?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with some quality of life.
And that level 6 looks like level 9. I'm not gonna lie, that looks like level 9.
Yeah, I guess it's a budget level 9.
So it's a budget in?
Red roof.
But it's not red.
Oh, if we get the red ring, then yeah.
That could be a thing. What about the red candle? Would that work?
That would also work. I mean, I suppose the heart would too, because it's also red. But we did get a question over there in chat that I think is a good time to address it, as ehseezee is going to head over to the coast and finally pick up the bow. The question was, how do you screen scroll? And it's an easy answer, but it's a complicated answer, if that makes sense. Basically, when you screen scroll, you're going to want to line Link up, or whatever sprite you're playing as, whether it's Link, whether it's Zelda, whether it's the Gree, whether it's the Wizard, whether it's the Darknut, 5 pixels away from the edge of the screen. And before you ask me what's a pixel, the answer is it varies from television to television and display to display, so you'll have to find it on your own. But a link was posted in chat. redcandle.us has some very nice visual cues as to what the 5th pixel is. And basically, once you've lined yourself up there, you're going to have to do a 1-frame tap on the up part or the down part, but most people do up, on your controller. At that point, you will have Link turn around in place, and then you just keep walking, and voila, screen scroll. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is. It's still hard to do, but the description is more complicated than it actually is, I promise.
"54 minutes in. We are in a 42-room level 6. I think that may be the most amount of rooms I've ever seen in a level 6.
I have no words for this monstrosity, but I like it. You want to know why I like it?
Because you're not playing it.
Exactly.
Dudude taking a death right there, and that's a very, very tough room. That right there is blue dark nuts combined with Beamos, combined with Ouch, and ehseezee couldn't get into the staircase, taking the death. That too is an ouch.
Honestly, like the screen that you saw ehseezee die on, that blue ring Armo screen, I know that in these set of flags... Oh, there's a compass. That's nice. Rick, is that the room I think it is?
I don't know. I really don't know, TG. But I know you're going to bust out laughing if it is that room.
Maybe. But anyway, as I was saying, this screen that ehseezee is on right now, not as prominent here in this set of flags, because we're only going to go here normally either to buy a candle or to get the Armos item. But in flags where all the caves have been shuffled, I don't know what it is about that particular screen. I tend to die on it way more often than not. And no, it wasn't the room.
It's not that room. It's just a room with a ladder blocked and stone traps. Not. What room did you think it was?
I thought it was the one he died in.
Oh, yeah. That would actually be a very, very tough stomach to have to, or tough pill to have to swallow. As Dudude now heads on over towards level 2.
See, I like this routing in this sense too, because it allows him to stop and pick up this heart container and or potion on the way, right here on the screen he's on now. So this routing, I very much like it. He's not going to stop and pick it up.
Yeah, he's not going to stop to pick it up because he already does have a potion in his pocket. As he ended up picking up a potion from Monocle Rock earlier in the seed. So he's still sticking with that potion, which even makes that death even harder to take. It's always hard when you sit there and you take a bad death in a big dungeon with a potion on your menu. ehseezee back in level 7. Has enough rupees for the bomb upgrade.
And the way Bomb's been treating him in this seed, he's like, yeah, give me all of those bombs, please and thank you.
There he is, picking up the bomb upgrade inside of this level 7. Silver arrows in hand, so that's going to go ahead and lay waste to these Pole's voice. We know the floor item in this level 7 was a heart container, but we never saw what the other item in this 7 was, and there's the map.
That's tiny!
Yeah, if you saw level 8, 8 was very big. And there's the map for 2.
Also, I might be biased here, Rick, but my first thought when I saw that is that kind of looks like the state of Maine.
I guess I can see it.
I mean, yeah, it's not fully, but you can definitely see a little bit of the outline there. Maybe the states, maybe Maine's trying to do. Well, since you mentioned earlier, maybe Maine's dabbing.
Excuse me?
What? If Manhandle can dab, why can't Maine?
Oh God.
What? What?
I've got nothing.
I mean,
Red Ring 7!
Wow, that's a huge find for ehseezee. A huge find.
So that's something Dudude never found on his path through. It was all the way at the very top of this level 7.
Yeah, well, Dudude came in, bombed, didn't have the ladder at the time he was in here, so.
Yeah, that's for certain. As Dudude is just walking around because he's looking for the quality of life at this point. He wants to see that red ring. Unfortunately, we now know he is not going to get it. That's more of why the red ring was more of an announcement that now makes it official. There's no way that Dudude's going to be walking away with the red ring as he gets ready to head into level 9. So we're going to have to see how Dudude handles the green tunic combat coming up in just a moment. Grabs the Triforce out of level 2 and is now eligible to make it into level 9. So there's that. It's time to go have some fun here, TG.
You've got a very perverse definition of fun, sir.
Fun is defined as watching these two have fun with a seed that I nor you are playing.
That is true. If for nothing else, just because of that level 6. That was disgusting.
It definitely was disgusting. That 6 was horrible. That 7 is icky. That 8 was horrible. Level 9. Let's make this an easy level 9. So, for those of you who who haven't joined into these Zelda 1 randomizer races, we're looking for stuff. Dudude's listening for stuff. He's looking for a shutter door. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to Zelda 1 randomizer, friends. It's the hunt for bacon.
Bacon.
So any of these rooms that Dudude goes into, we want to hear a roar. That'll tell us that we're near what the prize is. It is Dark Nuts in 9.
I mean, considering what the alternatives could be, Dark Nuts is probably what you're happier to see. Although we did lose the Pulse Voice bet then, didn't we?
Yes, we did lose the Pulse Voice bet. I guess we're gonna have to pay up for this one.
So what was the bet?
Well, we never made anything official, so. Dudude taking the first staircase here. People blaming Krim in chat. Oh, God.
People are blaming Krim in chat because Krim assumed I was going to make a horrible reference to a song based on the names. Not just the name, but the names of our two runners here. And I have been a very good boy and didn't go the obvious route.
Good, and don't go there.
But what I will say, I'm not going to go there, but what I will say is if you happen to say our runners' names in the opposite order that we have them listed on screen, set to a certain tune, they will actually fit quite nicely. Also, I hear a pig.
So do I. Which gets us off this discussion. The lights don't go dim, but we do see a key door over here to the right-hand side. 4 hearts remaining for Dudude, so he's going to have to be careful. And that shutter door could get interesting in just a moment, but the lights dim. So we've got ourselves our fight against Ganon. White sword, 8 hearts. Red potion will be into the B button ASAP.
Oh no, we got a Hyrule driver instead. Ganon taking round 1.
That was unfortunate right there. Bad death for Dudude to take, and probably one of those ones that likes to incite a little bit of salt, because you don't like taking a death this deep into the run, because now you might start worrying. Now you don't know where your opponent is. For all you know, they could be in level 9.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially with how free the Go mode items were in this seed. Raft and Ladder being in 1, Bow being on the coast, Silver Arrows being in the Triforce form in 3. Yeah, you're absolutely have that fear of, oh crap, you're looking over your shoulder. You're waiting to see that ...
But Dudude does remember the path to get there, so he will be there shortly enough. 2 hearts, so I'm going to assume that he will sip on this potion before going into the fight or right after the spawn of Ganon. He heads into the door. Ganon's going to go ahead and spawn. I'm going to assume that the B button will be pressed after this introduction sequence begins. There it is.
Yeah. Also, I don't remember who said it entirely, but I can't unsee it now. They described Dig Dogger as a Roomba, and I cannot unsee the fact that Dig Dogger is a Roomba now.
I can see it. Maybe that's exactly what the Dig Dogger's objective has been. It's to just sweep up the room. I mean, it does sweep up Link pretty nicely. Dudude trying to get a stun lock here. He's down to 4 hearts, so he's going to have to be careful here because a Hyrule Driver now will put him into a death. Does use up the other of the potions, and we do see the map to level 4.
That's a tiny 4, but then again, with the size of that 6.
Oh, absolutely. So Ganon is down for Dudude, and now all he's looking for is the princess. He's going to check this room to the right, see if the princess is in here, and that is a no. I would check that Dig Dogger. See if that Dig Dogger has Zelda the room to the right. I think that's exactly what he's doing.
And I agree, this is the absolute right call here, because if it's right above you, you take care of it, and you're good.
And is that going to open? No, it does not. So now he's going to blow the tune.
Hey, gotta go fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And that at least allows us to hear the tune in full. Picks up another key, up to 12 keys.
Which, of course, means the next staircase is going to be the any key.
Oh, compass there for Dudude. Underneath the second L, second one down. So Dudude's got to find some way over towards that corner.
I'm going to suggest going up.
Which sometimes means going down and finding a staircase that brings you up.
I never said it was a foolproof plan. I said it was a plan.
Dudude going to go do and up and A, which totally makes sense at this point. You've come into a roadblock on the left-hand side. Might as well just reset and try to find a different way around.
Yeah, and that's another big thing to keep in mind, especially when you're digging through these larger dungeons, especially in 9, is banging your head against the wall endlessly is just going to result in frustration. Know when to take a step back, know when to change your perspective.
Dudude coming up to a couple of solid walls, or we presume to be solid walls. Finds a heart container, the first of the items in level 9. Would have been really funny if he found the any key there.
I really wanted that to be the any key, just so my powers of prognostication could be validated.
That's a lot of big words.
What, validated?
Yes.
I mean, it's not like there's a chest we have to bomb or anything.
You're not Fred.
I've seen you do it.
Yes, I've done it. And you've laughed about it. And Dudude can't get there from here.
Alright, so ehseezee has gone ahead and picked up the Triforce out of 4, got both items. I believe it was a double heart container of 4. So now we've got to go ahead and we've got to get the Triforce out of 3, 5, 7, and 8. But we're going to do a magic sword check, which, hey, you're right here. Might as well.
Oh, absolutely. At 11 hearts, you have a 40% chance. Not this time.
Yeah, it always seems like in these seeds that one of two things happens. Either everything else in the seed is free and the magical sword is 14 hearts, or the seed is just an absolute abomination and the magical sword is 10.
Yeah, that's the way life goes in this game. And Dudude's still trying to find the way over there. Probably going to have to go down a staircase to figure out his way around in just a moment. Trying to bomb his way around. Can't do that at this point. Going to go ahead and take care of this Dig Dogger. See if he has the path.
I mean, there is nothing wrong with a magic staircase to finally find your way around. And ehseezee going back into level 3, which is the correct call, because 1, we need a Triforce. 2, the recorder is in here. So this is the...
Hey!
Hi there!
There we go. Can't get there from here. Gonna have to clear out this room. That'll allow me to at least let you know that this is the first of what will be potentially 4 matches of the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament tonight. The second one gets underway in 50 minutes from now over on twitch.tv/randomania as Fried T takes on the Alan Heffley for games 2 and potentially 3 if needed. Then JSR takes on Magic Friends tonight at 9 o'clock over on Randomania 2. As Dudude walks over here to the right, we will have the shutter door that will open up, has to wait for this joke. And Dudude is going to make his way into round 2 to face off against Jay Coper, winning this 2-0 over ehseezee.
Yeah, so ehseezee has found the map in 3. We've already seen it. We knew what it was. But hey, is this the first time we've seen Gibda?
This is one of the first times we've seen Gyarados.
And oh yeah, because we would have had to seen him before, because that was where the recorder was.
There we go, the recorder for ehseezee. Green Hill's own the recorder theme from Sonic the Hedgehog. A lot of great themes that Fred put into this game.
And to reference the joke that's been going on in chat, yes, the song in question is in fact in the list. Whether it's official or not, I know the sheet music was presented to have it be a thing.
Let's get Dudude in here. We'll talk about this.
Hi.
There's the distinguished Dudude, the winner of this match. GG.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I feel this was a GG this time.
So, your thoughts. First of all, let's go ahead and talk about your thoughts in regards to that first search through level 8. You were in there 13 minutes, found all 3 items, but the Triforce was ever so elusive.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate. But I figured at that point that, well, it was either in a bomb hole or a ladder block at that point, obviously, but I figured it was most likely ladder block, so I was just like, well, I'll just come back here later.
So one of the things that we noticed about your level A was your decision to take on a 4-headed Gleeok.
Oh yeah, that was just for fun.
With 3 hearts, and you made it look easy.
Yeah, that was definitely for fun. I actually just, like, I ran into that situation and I was like, you know what, I want to try my very low percent Gleeok fights. Let's just practice a bit here. And then it went pretty easy, so yeah, felt good. Of course, the 2-headed Gleeok later in that didn't feel as good, but that's a wholly different matter.
You were just doing it all for fun.
Yep.
What if that Gleeok actually dropped something big?
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Instead, it dropped absolutely nothing, I think, and then led to a room that also had absolutely nothing, if I remember right. It's been a while.
One other note that I have on here was your bomb force that you did in the Lamola in level 4.
Mm-hmm.
You've shown a definite good execution onto this match here, and how do you feel that your execution has progressed through the qualifier portion onto this first round match that you had against ehseezee?
Well, in my case, I mostly feel, even though I felt a bit bad about yesterday, it's just kind of a rough seat in hindsight. Didn't want to say anything bad about it yesterday, but in hindsight, it really was. But I feel I've been improving a lot on combat in particular.
Is there anything that you'd like to think or would you like to improve on as you get ready for your second round match against Jay Coper?
I'd like to get significantly more consistent at my clips. Because both my block clips and my screen wraps this particular seed were just rough. Like, they all took a bunch of tries for no good reason.
Yeah, we noticed you had that unfortunate world wrap where you ended up having to take the Deadwood's Walk of Shame.
Yeah.
How about that map to level 6?
You'll have to remind me. I don't even remember.
Level 9 light is what we called it.
Oh,
42
God.
rooms.
Yeah, you are right. It was incredibly huge. The other dungeons must have been. Other dungeons did feel small when I was doing them, though I didn't really explore many of them all that much.
Level 4 is really small.
Yeah. Level 5 might have been any size, considering I stopped 4 rooms in by a Goma, and I'm like, well.
So one of the winning plays for you here is popping into level 9, or rather up to the Spectacle Rock area, the level 9 area, getting to level 3, getting the silver arrows, which must have made you feel happy considering how many Pulse Voice you had seen up to that point.
It would have been nice to have the ladder sooner so I could actually get that bow there.
Yeah, and then you found out, hi, level 7, your Triforce, I'm going to have to come back for you.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate when that happens.
And then, of course, to find out level 8 was the same way, and there we see ehseezee ending up picking up the Triforce out of level 3. So your next matchup is going to be up against the number 26 seed, Jay Coper. And so what are your thoughts as you get ready for that best of 3 match against Jay Coper?
Panic. It's gonna be a really tough matchup, but like, I hope, take a win. I don't see myself advancing farther. If I do, I'll be incredibly happy and incredibly surprised. It is one of the more even matchups we have in round 2, as you said, because I'm the number 30 seed, I think. Maybe I'm misremembering. I've looked at that number so long.
It'll be the 26th seed versus the number 39 seed.
Okay, number 39. Yeah, it's fairly even technically when you look at the qualifier scores, but it says I'm real worried that because he's had so much more experience with Zelda 1 randomizer than I have. And he's also significantly better at just the vanilla game as far as I'm aware.
Just a little, I hear. But that's who you're going to be facing off in the next round. So congratulations on this series win. Anything you want to add, TG?
I know you got the big thing, which was that fantastic Gliok kill at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was real proud of that in the moment. Like I said, it was just a case of impromptu practice, really, because I hadn't really had it come up before where I had a scenario where I might have to kill a Gliok with 3 hearts and just a wood sword. So I was like, well, I'm here, let's do it.
As we see ehseezee continuing on with this seed, let's give some cheers here for ehseezee. Walking out of the Triforce with level 5, so...
Oh yeah, I remember that actually. I actually didn't want to pick up that Triforce immediately when I entered level 5, but it was like I'd moved up to avoid the traps, then I tapped left and the game was like, hey, you're gonna move up a pixel, and I grabbed the Triforce.
I noticed you did your best to avoid the boomerangs.
Yeah. I mean, I only saw the magic boomerang.
Yeah, we never saw the one boomerang. It was hiding out there. We were waiting for you to find the Eddie key in level 9 when you started to dig through the staircases.
Yeah, but that's like a lot of marks on my tracker. Let's see. Yeah, missed bird items level 4, bird items in level 5, and then like stairs items in level 6 and 7, in addition to another one in level 9. So who knows where that was.
So GG's to Dudude next round against number 26 seed Jay Coper. TG, I've got to take a quick break here, so you go ahead and catch up with what's going on here with ehseezee.
All right, I suppose that I can do that here. We do have just getting the Triforce out of level 5, which means ehseezee has just levels 6 and 8 left to go. Probably going to go into or making your way over to level 6 to start off with here. Having already explored 95% of that level 8 and knowing that, what you have coming up, I don't disagree with going into this level 6, so I'll go in and get it. Hopefully don't deal with the monstrosity of a map that this level 6 was, because oh boy, this was a monstrosity. But the good thing is, like we saw here, both with Dudude going in here and now with ehseezee, is this dungeon is just able to be go mode. Just get in, find the Triforce, and get out. Now, if you're ehseezee, you're hoping if you come across the white sword like you saw Dudude do, you are perfectly happy with that. But at the same time, you get an early Triforce, you get out of dodge, you're also happy with that. ehseezee probably is hoping to find another heart container or two to try and pick up that magical sword. I know that if I have a chance to, I'm trying my best to get it. I'm not going out of my way personally to get it, but I know there are some runners like, hey, I've got a chance, I'm going to try it. I don't blame you, because that makes combat so much easier. It can tend to make up the 20 or 30 seconds that you spend to go get it by making clearing rooms 20 to 30 seconds faster at a clip. Also, the thing to note about this level 6 here is you saw both our runners, Dudude and ehseezee, do the exact same thing, and that's to follow the path of least resistance. As I was talking about earlier, resource management does tend to be a big thing, especially in a shape seed. So both of our runners did the smart thing here, which was, of course, follow the path that didn't require any keys. Good news for ehseezee is he's going to get a super, super early compass, so he knows exactly where he has to go, which is going to be great. Just walk up a couple of rooms and go. I'm going to pick up the key first. I definitely agree with this, and then just go ahead, get the Triforce, and get on out of dodge. There is nothing more that you can hope for except to find an easy level 6. Of course, when you can't bomb directly up or directly to the left, you got to find a couple of different ways to go there. But knowing where you have to go, always, always the thing you're hoping for. So continuing on, ehseezee has gone ahead and picked up some more bombs, so it's going to be at that full 10. And unfortunately, we have come across Zelda's room, so it looks like we are going to have to go back and take the same path that you saw Dudude take to get into that Triforce room, which is the one up through the key door.
Zelda's got pancakes in her room.
I mean, what's wrong with breakfast in bed?
I mean, that's 100% correct. I mean, if you want to have breakfast in bed, that's perfectly fine.
I'm all about that. Deliciousness in breakfast in bed.
It's a whole lot better than what it could be in her room.
Tektites.
Tektites, gomas.
Although I still want the flag where once you shoot and kill where gomas are kind of like Zols, where you kill them, and if you don't kill them with enough to actually kill them, they just split into a bunch of Tektites.
Oh God, please. That's gonna be creepy. All of a sudden, you see this Goma bursting out into 8 Tektites.
I mean, yes, please?
No, please.
I mean, there's no other enemy we can do that with that has such a close resemblance. No other boss that has a close resemblance to an enemy. So it's not like we can just say, oh, hey, you just killed an Aquamentus. Here's a room full of Dark Nuts.
So what are we gonna do? Have Ganon burst into Wizrobes?
No, we're going to have Patrobes.
Oh, come on.
What?
What's this with you and Patrobes?
I've been on the Patrobes kick for about 2 years.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
Why not?
Because I don't want to deal with Wizrobes and Patras in the same room. My life hangs in the balance.
Well, you're no fun.
I'm lucky I can kill off a Expando Patro.
I mean, if we want to get really, really crazy, have you ever played the game Fester's Quest?
No, I've stayed away from it.
Oh, there's an enemy in that game. It's a slime in the sewers where the more you fire at it, the more it splits. We could have that happen to the Wizrobes.
Oh boy.
What?
That sounds awful.
Hey, what doesn't sound awful though is ehseezee picking up the Triforce there in level 6, which means we only have the Triforce in level 8 left to go.
Let's go ehseezee. We can talk more about Patras. Bursting into Wizrobes. I get scared when I see Wizrobes.
Why?
Because they hurt.
Well, don't hug them.
I'm trying not to.
I mean, the Wizrobes are not county fair cuties.
I still hug those too, and they still hurt.
You're hugging the wrong county fair cuties.
I know.
So I'm a bit confused as to where we're going right now. Does ehseezee think he has 8's Triforce?
I am trying to figure this one out too. No. No. We're doing the scenic tour past 2Q7.
I'm not going to lie. I love the 2Q7 screen. I love the whole concept of clipping into the trees to burn the other trees.
We're going back to 7.
We got both items out of 7, the heart container and the red ring.
We also got the Triforce in 7.
Yeah. We might not have got the heart container because it was one room to the right of the Triforce, or left of the Triforce.
I think he got it. ehseezee's back in here and is confused. I think ehseezee just truly thought that this was the level 8 that he needed to get the Triforce out of. Don't forget, we got more matches coming up tonight.
That's right. We got one that's going to be starting here in about a half an hour over on Randomania. That is going to be game 2 between Fryteeth and the Alan Heffley.
The Alan Heffley. Whoa. Not just Alan Heffley, but the Alan Heffley.
Yes, the Alan Heffley. And then about an hour after that, over on Randomania 2, we have got JSR taking on Magic Friends. And potentially, if needed, there will be a game 3 between Fryteeth and the Alan Heffley, immediately following game 2, if it is needed, also on Randomania.
You know what sucks is when you end up getting hit by an enemy when you're trying to wait out a warp to somewhere else. And I think ehseezee has now figured out where he needs to go. So it's going to go back over towards this level 8. And I know he saw that Goma earlier. So I'm wondering if that's going to be one of his first places to go to when he gets back inside of here in just a few moments. We also got ourselves quite a busy slate of matches tomorrow night with the channel still to be determined. We start off with game 2 of the best of 3 series against Thurwolf and Crimson Avix.
Yeah, if that's anything like their game 1, both runners sub-houred that one. That's going to be fantastic.
Oh, for certain. Then we have game number 2 between Caven and Mr. Cab 55.
Yeah, I had the pleasure, I guess, of watching their first game. That seed was an absolute horror show. Like the seed, they played fine. The seed was just You know how sometimes you just get those seeds that deserve to be thrown into the annals of history and never discussed again?
Yes.
That was one of those.
Interesting. We also have Elsoa 999 against Sis Crusher.
And that's going to be have all the tension because that's going to be a game 3. And game 3s are always fun.
I wouldn't know a single thing about game 3s. We got Unos versus NY Rambler coming up tomorrow in the first of 3, beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern.
I mean, if you have never watched Unos play through a Zelda randomizer seed, you definitely need to do yourself a favor and watch it. I'm not saying that Rambler is a slouch because he isn't, but watching Unos route a seed is fantastic.
And so we also have game number 2 between JSR and Magic Friends tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, both of those runners are absolutely fantastic. That should be a wonderful race. Hopefully, at some point during this, whether it's game 1 or game 2, JSR breaks out the little Z Sprite set.
I hope so.
It's awesome. I love the little Z Sprite.
I hope so. Game 2 between F. Coughlin and Mr. Dunlow tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
That's going to be and every time you have the pleasure of watching the creator of something race in his creation, it's definitely worth it. If for nothing else, also for the fact that Fred tends to play as one of the harder to control, harder to scroll with sprites, and that's the Gibdo, because the Gibdo only is facing forward. It doesn't sort of have the left to right movement. It just sort of like shimmies. So being able to do all the clips and stuff that Fred does with the Gibdo, fantastic.
And then we have the first of 3, game 1 of the best of 3, between Cantaloupe Me and Can't Find Bombs. Now that should be quite a series to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get back into that, I want to point out that ehseezee here in level 8 just killed that manhandle here that dropped the bombs. That was a beautiful, beautiful manhandle kill. Square shot bomb, gets it all in one shot. Absolutely a beautiful kill. Going to the Can't Find Bombs and Cantaloupe Me match, it's going to be an interesting one because Bombs is definitely more a randomizer player, whereas Cantaloupe is much more well known for his vanilla play. He does have a sub 29 in the vanilla speedrun, so his combat, his routing, his combat Jimmy, is on point. It's the routing, and that's going to be sort of the difference there. It is the routing that Cantaloupe's going to be doing. Or attempting to do versus the routing that Bombs is going to do. So that, to me, is probably the most interesting matchup of the night, to take none away from the 2 game 3s. But the vanilla runner, who doesn't have to now go through and search where all the locations are, knowing where the dungeons are going to be, versus someone who tends to play a lot more randomizer, that, to me, is the intriguing one.
Yeah, and, you know, Cantaloupe here has definitely come along here as we move up this tournament. He's starting to get things solid as far as his randomizer play is concerned. Then also tomorrow we got a pair of 10 o'clock matches. A certain Adirondack Rick taking on Boletta in the game 3.
So yeah, the most interesting part of that matchup is the fact that your entire commentary and tracking team today, Rick, you are adversarial with, because you have your game 3 against Boletta tomorrow night, and there's also something you and I, fantasy football, something I think you were winning because the Dallas defense sucks, something. But anyway, again.
Like hell, I'm winning with the numbers that you've been putting up during the afternoon, but we won't go there.
Oh, you're winning right now. I still have 2 more people to play, but you're winning right now. Take a screenshot.
It might be the only time I'm showing a win in this league. Captain Green, 7 Truant Gamer, Best of 3 series gets underway tomorrow night as well. So we got a lot of great matches coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Mondays especially tend to be sort of like, or Sundays and Mondays tend to be our sort of like stack days. Monday especially. Last Monday we had a ton. This Monday we have a ton. And I'm not looking forward to Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of things coming up on Tuesday, and we're not trying to just to get into the schedule discussion here to avoid what's going on with ehseezee. He's just trying to make his way over towards the Goma. Really, not much else to report here. We're trying to get ehseezee to the finish line so he can finish off the seed. He did not. There's the compass. Now knows where the Triforce is in this level 8, but we did not see ehseezee finish off the seed last night against Dudude. He ended up forfeiting that seed. But we've got a lot of great matches here, and we are only in the round of 64 for most of these runners, or for some of them, they're even getting ready to begin the round of 32. This is the round of 32 and round of 64. And we've got some great matches here on the schedule. What does that say for the remainder of this tournament, TG?
Get your popcorn ready because it's going to be amazing. And the interesting thing is, you bring up all that is I have a veiled interest in the results of this match because Dudude and ehseezee here were the top part of the bracket I'm in. So I'm definitely interested in I didn't want to say I'm scouting because it's 3 matches away, but I'm definitely interested into seeing what was going on here.
So ehseezee going to be facing off against this Goma, finish him off, and then he will be heading over to level 9. Get the Goma finished up. And there is the Triforce pickup for ehseezee. Let's get him to the finish line.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, the path to Ganon was fairly straightforward if you took that first staircase. It was getting to Zelda that was the pain. I think ehseezee was just like, oh, I'm going to go check Magic Sword. Wait, it's not going to work because it didn't work the last time I had this many hearts.
Magical Sword would definitely be nice. Getting the White Sword would have been nice, but we know that ehseezee, unless he backtracks, is not going to be getting that.
Yeah, and there's no need to backtrack to a level, especially 6.
No, you're right. I should take a screenshot of this. I'm actually leading in both leagues at this point. This might be the only time I actually get to claim this.
And that's what it is. But what really is we are finally making our way into level 9, which it has the correct level 9 aesthetic, the dark gray, I'm here to wreck your face colors.
9 was vanilla colors, and 6 was vanilla colors. 8 was vanilla colors, wasn't it?
I don't know. I just know that 9 is vanilla colors. It's gray.
Yeah. 6, 8, and 9, the largest dungeons of the game, were vanilla colors.
I mean, vanilla is delicious.
Oh, you're 100% correct there. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, I prefer a little extra. Give me some cookie dough.
Are we talking chocolate chip cookie dough?
We're totally talking chocolate chip cookie dough.
That's delicious.
It is, and now I want ice cream. And I do live 2 minutes from a chain restaurant establishment that may or may not have an ice cream named after a winter weather phenomenon.
I don't know if I should be jealous of TG because my nearest one is 40 minutes away. We have a state 3 load error, though.
Is that different than most state 2 load error?
Well, if state 1 is Maine...
Technically, Maine is state 23.
Wow, you're pulling that one out of your hat.
Actually, the only reason I know that is because I have a collection of the state quarters, and they were released in state ratification order. Maine was the 23rd coin.
Nice. I have to remember where my main state quarter is.
Mine is sitting up on the top shelf of the closet behind me.
Very nice. Meanwhile, ehseezee is close to Ganon. Bomb through this wall, please. Don't go through the stairs.
I mean, you made your way all the way out here. You absolutely are going to. You should at least be bombing. I do agree with trying to kill everything first, because there's nothing worse than trying to place a bomb and getting hit off the bomb and wasting a bomb.
Or taking a death. He's not coming back.
Or doing that.
So ehseezee is going to come back in here, try it again. Now I'm really torn, TG.
About
Things. But they're not important for this stream.
oh, they're not.
No, they're not.
Oh, actually, I like what ehseezee's doing here. It looks like he's going back to that room.
Oh, this is
the right
huge.
call. I love this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is definitely totally the right call at this stage. By the way, just want to make a mention here just before ehseezee goes here. Can't bomb that direction, which is the very far left corner. Can't bomb that direction. Gonna be able to bomb to the north. Bomb. There we go.
He didn't die, which is the best part. So the bomb is going to trigger.
Yeah, and now he's gonna be able to hear Ganon.
Roar. Roar.
Well, in just a moment. He's got to go one more room to the north. If I remember correctly.
You do. Also, did you like my Ganon roar there?
That sounded like Boo's roar in Monsters Incorporated.
Mike Wazowski. Awesome. I'm always watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
But you didn't fail your paperwork.
I love Roz. Roz is the best.
Yep, go to the right here, ehseezee. Half a heart, but at least now he knows where Ganon is going to be. If he heads to the room to the south, and please go to the room to the south.
Is your spirit powers not working?
Apparently not.
Okay.
Maybe he's trying to kill these for health and takes the death. But at least, I believe he has heard the roar of the Ganon at this stage.
Oh, absolutely. He would have to have. In that Red Dark Nut room and in the Dig Dogger room. Well, not that you're going to hear it in the Dig Dogger room, but yes.
So, while ehseezee is making his way back over towards the Ganon area, I do like to make a shout out for tonight's Zelda 1 Randomizer weekly races coming up at 10 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be over on twitch.tv/speedgaming2. We're playing the flag set that's coming up at SG Live over in Herndon, Virginia in 3 weeks.
Oh, that's right. That's only 3 weeks away.
Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of fun in Herndon, Virginia. Got the marathon on Speed Gaming 2. Got tournament stuff on Speed Gaming 1 and 3, all live. And Herndon, Virginia, can do !SG Live. Get more information about that. And ehseezee, come on, go down to the door and meet your fate with Ganon.
Wait. Fate? We're letting fate decide now?
Well,
Did you never play Chrono Cross? Do you know what happens?
I have not, so what happens?
Oh, I can't spoil it if you ever played Chrono Cross. Just suffice to say, you need to play Chrono Cross at some point because there may or may not be a boss fight that involves quote-unquote fighting fate.
Well, ehseezee takes the death to Ganon first round. And contemplating going back in, and is going to walk out, go towards the fairy fountain, I would have to presume. Either that or go grab a potion. Both of those would be decent ideas at this stage, and or not. Just going to continue right back in.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the difference of, okay, do I want to go pound my head off of this, or do I want to attempt to get something that's going to make my life a little easier? And getting eaten by a pancake is not either of those options.
Well, devouring pancakes is always yummy, but not in this game. One thing they do, which we never see in this because nobody ever picks it up, is devour your magical shield. Now, the unfortunate thing about doing this is the fact that it's going to regenerate the enemies in these bubble rooms. And ehseezee has done an up and A and is going to now head for the fairy fountain, I believe, or not.
May just be the roundabout way of getting there, or could be heading up to get the letter.
He could be going to letter. He could be going to get himself a potion. He doesn't have any bombs for this room. Okay, so he's trying to go get a... Looks like he was going to go for a potion, but unfortunately no bombs at this point, so unable to do so. Going to kill these guys, get nothing out of them. That would be bombs, because they don't drop bombs. And let's be honest, ehseezee is in his first of these Zelda 1 randomizer tournaments. He's doing a fantastic job for somebody that's new to this game. I don't think he's picked up the letter yet.
No, you're going to the potion shop. Yeah. But at this point, you're right over here by the fairy fountain.
Okay. Not going there. Now he's going to go pick up the letter. There we go. Now we have answers. You know the fun thing about the SG Live tournament, though, TG? We'll check in with TG in just a moment. But first, let's go ahead and find out how much potions are going to cost in this game. As ehseezee will go ahead and show the letter. And it's, whoa, 25 and 70.
And this is why I'm a Pepsi guy.
And he will wolf down that Pepsi. And then go back in, buy some more.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're definitely going to want to do it that way, because picking up 3 blue potions for the price of the red one plus 5 rupees, that's definitely the correct cost.
Exactly. That's kind of fairly difficult. So ehseezee is about ready to go back into level 9 and hopefully finish things off really, really soon. But you know the fun thing about the SG Live tournament?
I mean, aside from the fact that it's live?
Oh, well, that's definitely one of those things. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I know we're going to have some great representation on down there. I know Crim's heading on down, and so too is Fred.
I unfortunately will not be heading on down. I am on house sitting duty that weekend.
And that's going to be a shame, because I know we'd love to have you down there in Virginia. But right now, the tournament sits with a $670 prize pool.
Ooh. Wait! Didn't we help with that like a couple weeks ago?
Well, we helped with it, and that money still got to get added. That money is just based on some of the stuff that Jam Eviler did by way of his Zelda marathon.
Oh yeah, that's right. And if you haven't done so already, give shout outs to that because the Zelda marathons that Jam does, especially the ones that raise money for causes, are super super entertaining.
Jam's been one of the pioneers of this, and he's been one of the hardest working people in the Zelda 1 randomizer community. Far more than you and I have. Because you got to remember, back in the 2016 and 2017 days, he was the one running the show.
Oh, I definitely remember that. I definitely remember the times before SG where restreams were on people's personal channels, and Jam was doing a bunch of the restreams, and he was also playing stage director, so he could whisper to us through Discord, but nobody else could hear him, and he would try and get you to break and say things and just start laughing. I miss those days.
Yeah, those days were very, very interesting, especially when you have sweet, sweet Jam sayings coming through your earpiece. And let's just say some of them were just definitely, as you said, trying to make a serious commentator crack.
Yeah, then there was the infamous all level 10.
Or the not convinced it's level 8.
Yep.
I think
everything's a cactus.
I think this is level 8. Not convinced.
And of course, the not convinced would just be in our ears, not in anybody else's. So we're trying to have this argument about what level 8 is, but it's only for the person that nobody else can hear. So it was.
ehseezee trying to wood sword this Ganon down. 15 wood sword hits is what it takes. Down to 3 hearts. And thankfully, he's being very, very mindful where he is heart wise. I would have to assume going to be switching over the potion if he takes another Ganon bop. There we go with another hit right there. 2.5 hearts remaining. Oh, I thought he was going to walk right into his hitbox right there. He does right there. Oh, use your potion now. Use your potion now. That's not your potion. He accidentally blows the recorder. Switch it one more. There we go. Nice job for him going to the menu. And that's something some runners do forget is going to the menu there is going to be the best way of doing something when you're getting frantically trying to mash the buttons, because sometimes you could hit the button the wrong direction and find, hey, whoops, I just blew this and I walked into Ganon and now I'm dead. Trying to get over here to the corner, trying to finish off with this Ganon fight. Let's come on, ehseezee. You've got this probably. There we go.
There we go. And
I was just about to say, getting down to a couple more hits left to go. Now the search is for Zelda.
We have bacon.
We do. Do you like yours crispy or crunchy?
I like mine in my belly.
That is the best answer.
Bacon is the correct answer.
In your belly is the best answer. So ehseezee, about to walk up to the north. Chug down the potion, hopefully for the last time. I like the answer in chat with the maple flavored.
I mean, yes, maple flavored, hickory smoked, cherrywood smoked. It doesn't matter. As long as it's delicious and it's cooked and it's in my belly, that's the correct answer.
You're right. So we know Zelda was on the top portion of this northeast area, but I know that Dudude was unable to get there, but he did kill this Patra. I do remember that.
That's a dig dogger, Rick.
He did kill this dig dogger, and I do remember that. I just don't remember how to call them by their right names.
That's the dungeon Roomba.
Yes, that's right. See that? See the floors? See the tiles? They're perfectly cleaned up. Go to the right. Go to the right. Go right. Go right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Hey,
No,
look,
that
it's
is
level
not
6.
right. That is right.
Go to the right. Not down, right.
That's right.
You got it. You got it.
There we
Fight,
go.
fight, fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rick just turned into a cheerleader. And having met the man in person, the only thing I can say is that it was an image I never needed.
There we go. ehseezee's through and finishing 154. Officially, according to the ASRL clock, is 25 seconds, but that was the delayed dot done. Thank you very much. I know I didn't want to give you that image, but, you know, we got ehseezee to the finish line. We definitely wanted to get ehseezee to the finish line. And now I'll try to not give you mental images that will scar your insides.
My insides, my outsides, my every sides.
Well then. Still to come here on Speed Gaming tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, we have the Metroid Prime Randomizer over on Speed Gaming 4. Pan versus Nanosite. That's beginning in about 5 minutes from now. Don't forget, we do have a Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament match beginning in 5 minutes as well. Tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern, we have the SG Live Flags and the Zelda 1 weekly race over on Speed Gaming 2. And over on this channel, we have the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament between Stuff and Things and Squidman. And TG, what do we got tonight for Zelda 1 Randomizer?
We've got games 2 and 3 for Fry Teeth and the Alan Heffley. Game 3 pending, of course, the result of Game 2. And we also have JSR versus Magic Friend.
That sounds magical. Gonna try to get ehseezee in here for an interview. So stay tuned for that. But as far as this match is concerned, Dudude will move on in this best of 3. Move on in this best of 3 series, winning 2 games to none. Will face off against Jay Coper in round 2.
That's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. The simple fact of that, you know, as we saw, just based on that low percent Gliok fight, Dudude has absolutely the combat skills just to keep up with Jay Coper. So that's going to be a fantastic.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. And we have ehseezee in here. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me, I guess.
So what were your overall thoughts about the seed and about the tournament as a whole?
Well, if I actually managed to keep track of my stuff, I would have remembered that level 7 was where 2 was and 8 was where 3 was, so I wouldn't have made that mistake.
Yeah, we figured that's what happened.
And the tournament as a whole, it's a great time. Very great community. I think I know what the question you're going to ask, but yeah, this is my first tournament. I've just been playing casually with some settings, occasionally doing some tournament ones, but it's a great time. If you ever want to get into it, there's hardly any judgment when you finish, you know, an hour later than the person that you were playing against.
Absolutely, and you definitely showed us some stuff in this tournament, and I'm glad you decided to join this, and I hope you had some fun.
I did. I had a lot of fun. Just Shame I'm not as good at the game as some of the other people are, but it is a great time. So if anybody is thinking about joining, you definitely should. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So I guess pretty much what I wanted to ask here is more or less your thoughts about, let's see, getting up to level 1 early and finding the raft and finding the ladder, 2 of your major components for Go mode. What were your thoughts when you found both of those in level 1?
Well, I didn't figure I was too much ahead because I knew Dudude was probably pretty close to it as well. But yeah, having those items and then forgetting I had the raft, being able to get to where Vanilla 4 is. Yeah, I should probably make sure I track my stuff next time.
Yeah, tracking can be something that even the best of runners end up doing to help save them. Memory can be as good as it is sometimes. Sometimes we forget things. Sometimes it can claim even the best of us. I know I make my errors. I know, TG, you make your errors.
More so than I want to admit.
But, I'm glad that you decided to join in. And will you be playing Z1R after this?
Definitely. Maybe not in a tournament setting next tournament, but I will definitely continue playing Z1R.
Absolutely, that's great. Anything you want to say to Fred, if he's listening at this point? Anything you want to say to him about his creation?
Keep on the good work, guys. I love it. Love playing the randomizers.
Do you have any suggestions?
Not at this current moment, but I guess I'll have to think about that one. Maybe some randomized overworld. That would be very annoying.
I know he's trying to work on that, right, TG?
Well, that's where the mirrored overworld came from, is attempting to fully randomize it. We've got the mirrored overworld, and we've got shuffle secret spots, so I know that was definitely something that was in the works.
Yeah, maybe 4.0 might be the birth of a brand new overworld. But, you know where you can go to if you want to tack on any suggestions, obviously, and it's been great having you in the tournament.
Yep, thanks for having me, and GG to Dudude, and yeah.
Give both of these runners a follow. Dudude and ehseezee. GG to both. And I think that's going to go ahead and wrap things up. TGE.
Hi.
Let's wrap it up and send us somewhere else.
All right. So, as we mentioned, we have got some more fantastic Zelda randomizer races coming up here. One's going to be getting underway here very shortly over on Randomania, so go take a peek over at that. But on behalf of both of our runners, Dudude and ehseezee, our fantastic tracker behind the scenes, Boletta, and of course, my broadcast partner, Adirondack Rick, I am TGE, reminding everybody to, of course, as always, keep hailing.
Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.